Hey everyone, my name is Richard. I'm a registered nurse. And if you want to be a registered nurse with a reputation for being an excellent nurse, you came to the right video channel, okay? Over the years, I've put a lot of time and energy into practicing these skills. Recently, I've been encouraged to share my knowledge with others who are in nursing school and who want to develop these skills. I'm assuming that if you're here watching this video right now, as opposed to doing whatever else you could be doing at this time, that you are motivated to be an excellent nurse. I don't care to work with nurses who have aspirations that are less than excellent. So, a little bit about me, my philosophy for nursing. I don't believe anybody is born an excellent nurse. I think you have to become an excellent nurse. And it's up to the elder nurses to help bring along the newer nurses. Unfortunately, we work in a profession where that doesn't happen as often as it should. I'm hoping that people like me can help to break that chain. Anyway, you're going to be counted on to perform your skills at a level of high proficiency, often at a moment's notice with no warning at all. You'll be called over to the desk. The charge nurse or head nurse or nurse manager, whatever you want to call the person, is going to say to you, go down to room so and so, and they need this done. Perhaps it's to start an IV because they need fluids. Maybe their lab work came back showing that they're dehydrated. Maybe they need an IV medication. You're going to put the line in, get the medication, and push it. Scary? Yes, it is. Can you show the patient that you're scared? No. Will you perform as if you're scared? No, you won't. I promise you, if you work this course the way I'm going to lay it out to you, you'll face all these things with courage, with pride, and a level of excellence that you can be proud of. And everybody who knows you will be proud of you. Okay? This is not a glorious profession. You need to know that right away. There's nothing glorious about this. You're going to work hard. You're going to work very hard. There are going to be shifts that is so incredibly frustrating, you're going to leave crying. You see a grown man like me leaving work with tears in his eyes to go out in his car and scream. You know it was a rough shift. I like to compare our role in the healthcare delivery system as to commandos in the military system, Navy SEALs, if you will. Seems like a wild comparison, but it's really not. Nobody's born a Navy SEAL. They search their heart and decide that that's what they want to be, and then they undergo some real grueling training. You've done the same thing. You've searched your heart, and you found out you want to be a registered nurse. You signed up for school. You took care of all your prerequisites. You got into your nursing classes, often in a very competitive atmosphere. And you've kept good grades. And then on top of it all, now you've got to perform these hands-on clinical skills. Often you get 2 tries at it. After that, you have to repeat the semester. I'm here to help you with those hands-on skills. The way I'm going to set it up is, if you grab hold of this skill, whatever it might be, on the first time through, and you're comfortable with it and you can demonstrate it over and over again, we'll move on to whatever skill you think you need next. If you can't, and this is the most important part, you need to let me know. And what we'll do is we'll back it up to the point where it starts to give you a problem. We'll move from that point forward slowly. We'll break it down into digestible pieces. Sometimes what I might understand is not something the next person would understand, but at the end of the day, we all heard the same thing. We're nurses. This is not a fly-by-night operation. It is a science. It is governed by a governing board. All nurses, all registered nurses, are held to a minimum standard of performance. I like to think that we're going to exceed that minimum standard, and you're going to perform at a level of excellence. You need to ask yourself now, before we go much further and invest any more of your time, do you want to have the reputation where you work as being an excellent nurse? Do you want to have the reputation of someone who can be counted on when the stuff is hitting the fan? And speaking about the stuff hitting the fan, it doesn't usually hit the fan. It usually hits you, if you know what I'm saying. All different variety of body fluids, solids, and gases, every type of excrement you can think of will be hurled at you, usually on a day when you're wearing new scrubs, nice and clean, usually at a moment when you least expect it. You'll clean it up, you'll move on. Remember, we deal with sick people, people who are not well. No one goes to a hospital and gets admitted because they just got a new suit of clothes and a car. Okay? Things are bad in their health. There is a lot of things going wrong, so they're in the hospital. We're there to increase their level of independent functioning to the highest level achievable and send them on their way. That's a successful day at work for us. One last thing before we move on. When things go well at work, you're going to feel great because you did an excellent job. Not because you got a pat on the back or anybody gave you praise, because nobody is going to. You have to accept that now. However, when things go wrong and you had nothing to do with it, you can still expect your name to be in there. You'll be catching the blame. But it's okay. We're going to go over proper documentation so that you can show anyone and everyone exactly what you did and how you were in the right. So at this point, I'd like to ask anybody who's viewing this video, click on subscribe, send me your comments telling me what clinical skills you would like to work on, and I'll be glad to make the videos necessary. I'm located in New York State. Perhaps we can all get together and have a study group. I'm very willing to do that. The skills are anything from hand hygiene, inserting Foley, starting an IV, any skill you can think of, making a bed properly, according to the nursing process. That's my idea of proper. So whatever the skill is that you need some help with, no judging, just help. Please put it in the comments below. Thank you very much, and I really look forward to hearing from you all. Good night.